L. Laced mutton, a prostitute. Lacing, beating. I'll lace your jacket handsomely. Ladder, to go up the ladder to rest, to be hanged. Lady, a crooked or humpbacked woman. Lady of easy virtue, a woman of the town, an impure, a prostitute. Ladybirds, light or lewd women. Lady Decker's wine, gin. Lag, a man transported, the cove was lagged for a drag. The man was transported for stealing something out of a wagon. Lag fever, a term of ridicule applied to men who, being under sentence of transportation, pretend illness to avoid being sent from Gaul to the hulks. To lag, to drop behind, to keep back. Lag last, the last of a company. Lag, water, cunt. Leg of duds, a buck of linen, laid on the shelf or laid up in lavender. Pawned. To lamb or lambaste, to beat. Lamb pie, a beating from lambo. Lamb's wool. Apples roasted and put into strong ale. Lambskin men, the judges from their robes lined and bordered with ermine. Lamp and eye, the cove is a queer lamp, the man is a blind or squinting eye. Land, how lies the land? How stands the reckoning? Who has any land in Appleby? A question asked by the man at whose door the glass stands long, or who does not siculate it in due time. Landloppers or landlubbers, vagabonds lurking about the country who subsist by pilfering. Land pirates, highwaymen. Lank sleeve, the empty sleeve of a one-armed man, a fellow with a lank sleeve, a man who has lost an arm. Lang sprisado, one who has only 2 pence in his pocket, also a lance, or deputy corporal, that is, one doing the duty without the pay of a corporal, formerly a lancer, or horseman, who, being dismounted by the death of his horse, served in the foot by the title of lansprisado, or lancipisato, a broken lance. Lanthorn jawed, thin-visaged, from their cheeks being almost transparent, or else lenten jawed, i.e. having the jaws of one emaciated by a too rigid observation of lent, dark lanthorn. A servant or agent at court who receives a bribe from his principal or master. Lap, buttermilk, or whey, cunt. Lark, a boat. Lark, a piece of merriment, people playing together jocosely. Larry Dugan's eye-water. Blacking, Larry Dugan was a famous shoe black at Dublin. Latch, let in, laffy. Thin, slender, a laffy wench, a girl almost as slender as a laugh. Latty-tat, a nickname for an attorney from the name of a writ. Lavender, laid up in lavender. Pawned, laugh, to laugh on the wrong side of the mouth. To cry, I'll make him laugh on the wrong or the other side of his mouth. Launch, the delivery or labour of a pregnant woman, a crying out or groaning. Law, to give law to a hare, a sporting term signifying to give the animal a chance of escaping, or by not setting on the dogs till the hare is at some distance. It is also more figuratively used for giving anyone a chance of succeeding in a scheme or project. Lawful blanket, a wife. Lay, enterprise, pursuit, or attempt to be sick of the lay. It also means a hazard or chance. He stands a queer lay, i.e. he is in danger, cunt. Lay stall, a dunghill about London on which the soil brought from necessary houses is empty, or, in more technical terms, where the old gold collected at weddings by the turd man, is stored. Lazy as Ludman's dog, who leaned against the wall to bark, as lazy as the tinker who laid down his budget to fuck, or fat. Fuck fat. Lazy man's load. Lazy people frequently take up more than they can safely carry to save the trouble of coming a second time. Lazy bones, an instrument like a pair of tongs for old or very fat people to take anything from the ground without stopping. Leaf, to go off with the fall of the leaf. To be hanged, criminals in Dublin being turned off from the outside of the prison by the falling of a board propped up and moving on a hinge, like the leaf of a table. Irish term. To leak, to make water. Leaky, apt to blab. One who cannot keep a secret is said to be leaky. Leaping over the sword, an ancient ceremonial said to constitute a military marriage, a sword being laid down on the ground. The parties to be married joined hands when the corporal or sergeant of the company repeated these words: leap rogue and jump whore, and then you are married forevermore. Whereupon the happy couple jumped hand in hand over the sword, the drum beat a ruffle, and the parties were ever after considered as man and wife. Lest in sight, to play, lest in sight, to hide, keep out of the way, or make oneself scarce. Lever, to lose lever, to be galled with riding on horseback, or as the Scotch express it, to be saddle sick. To lever also meant to beat, perhaps originally with a strap. I'll lever you to your heart's content. Lever-headed stupid. Levern, conveniency, term used by quackers for a stagecoach. Leery, on one's guard, see Peary. Left-handed wife, a concubine, an allusion to an ancient German custom, according to which when a man married his concubine, or a woman greatly his inferior, he gave her his left hand. Leg, to make a leg, to bow, to give leg bail and land security, to run away, to run away, to fire at the leg, to take unfair advantages, it being held unfair by backsword. Players to strike at the leg, to break a leg. A woman who has had a bastard is said to have a broken leg. Leggers, sham leggers, cheats who pretend to sell smuggled goods, but in reality only deal in old shopkeepers or damaged goods. Lantern fair, spare diet, lech, a whim of the amorous kind, out of the common way. Levite, a priest or parson, to lib, to lie together. Cunt, libbage, a bed cunt. Libben, a private dwelling house cunt. Libken, a house to lie in cunt. To lick, to beat, also to wash or to paint slightly over. I'll give you a good lick of the chops. I'll give you a good stroke or blow on the face. Jam tubble cow, turd, and nastied his best clothes. But which has his father slept up and licked him neatly. I'll lick you, the dovetail, to which, if you lick me all over, you won't miss. Litspickle, a parasite, a talebearer. Lift, to give one a lift, to assist, a good hand at a deadlift, a good hand upon an emergency, to lift one's hand to one's head, to drink to excess, or to drink drams, to lift or raise one's elbow, the same. Lift, see shoplifter, etc. Lifter, a crutch. Lig, a bed, see lib. Light bob, a soldier of the light infantry company. Light-fingered. Thievis, apt to pilfer. Light-heeled, swift in running, a light-heeled wench, one who is apt by the flying up of her heels to fall flat on her back, a willing wench. Lighthouse, a man with a red fiery nose. Light troops, lice, the light troops are in full march, the lice are crawling about. LT, or lightmans, the day cunt. Lightning, gin, a flash of lightning, a glass of gin. Lightness, a phrase used by thieves when the officers or turnkeys are examining their countenance. As the traps are taking our likeness, the officers are attentively observing us. Lilliputian, a diminutive man or woman from the Gulliver's Travels, written by Dean Swift, where an imaginary kingdom of dwarfs, so that name, is described. Lily, white, a chimney sweeper. Lily shallow, whip slang, a white driving hat. Limbs, Duke of Limbs, a tall, awkward fellow. Limb of the law, an inferior or pettifogging attorney. Limbo, a prison, confinement. To line, a term for the act of coition between dog and bitch. Line of the old author, a dram of brandy. Line, to get a man into line, i.e. to divert his attention by a ridiculous or absurd story. To humbug. Lingo, language, an outlandish lingo, a foreign tongue. The parlez-vous lingo, the French language. Linen armourers, tailors, a lion. To tip the lion, to squeeze the nose of the party tipped to his face with a thumb. To shew the lion and tombs, to point out the particular curiosities of any place. To act as the cicerone, an allusion to Westminster Abbey and the Tower, where the tombs and lions are shewn. A lion is also a name given by the gownsman of Oxford to habitant or visitor. It is a standing joke among the city wits to send boys and country folks on the 1st of April to the Tower Ditch to see the lions washed. Liquor, to liquor one's boots, to drink before a journey among Roman Catholics to administer the extreme unction. Little Barbary, whopping. Little breeches, a familiar appellation used to a little boy. Little clergyman, a young chimney sweeper. Little ease, a small dark cell in Guildhall, London, where disorderly apprentices are confined to the city by Chamberlain. It is also little ease from its being so low that a lad cannot stand upright in it. A little snakesman, a little boy who gets into a house through the sinkhole and then opens the door for his accomplices. He is so called from the writhing and twisting like a snake in order to work himself through the narrow passage. Live lumber, a term used by sailors to signify all landsmen on board their ships. Livestock, lice or fleas. Loaf, to be in bad loaf, to be in a disagreeable situation or in trouble. Lob, a till in a tradesman's shop. To frisk, a lob, to rob a till. See flash penny. Lob, going on the lob, going into a shop to get change for gold and secreting some of the change.